Hi, this is Venkara with Single Tree Realty. Today we are going to talk about the disclosures you would get when you intend to put an offer on a home. As a buyer, you will receive a lot of documents, which is daunting, and you have no clue what they are. I'll try to explain it and then make it simple. Majority of these documents are boilerplate and they are common across pretty much all the properties. In this case, all these things, what you see, are going to be same for pretty much every property. This is each county has a different requirement, but in this case, I'm focusing on Santa Clara County. The main thing you have to read is the seller property questionnaire as well as the real estate transfer disclosure statement. In this video, I'm going to only talk about seller property questionnaire, and then we will then go with the other documents as well as the NHD document, which is natural hazard disclosure statement. Let me pause it. We are back. So the seller property questionnaire is nothing but you are asking the seller what do they know about their house property, and are they aware of any issues or not. That is simplest at the best. So the one thing everybody should worry about, or like the immediately asked question is there is any death in the property within the last 3 years? So that is in the section 5. The first question is within last 3 years, any death happen? The rules are very clear. If somebody died within three years for any reason, they just have to say yes, there is a death occurred in the property. But you cannot you can ask, but they do not, the sellers as well as sellers agent do not have the obligation to say how the death occurred. They have to say that death occurred. And also very small caveat, if somebody died 3 year, 1 day, they don't have to report 1 day before the 3 year. So in the Bay Area, I have seen a lot of the time the owners are old, they want to die in their home. It happens, and the people say that they died of old age. And also like sometimes people take their own life, and then the agents will say yes, somebody took their own life. That's about it. And you would want no to all these answers. These are all controlled substances where are like another thing you have to notice, insurance claims affecting the property within last 5 years. It could be for anything. Somebody stole something, like somebody, there was a break-in, and all those things. These are all very generic questions as such. If there is no, then you are happy. If there is yes, there should be an explanation. So in the next page, you will see repairs and alterations. Again, in this case, it looks like this homeowner did some alteration, and they are explaining what they did. And you can ask your agent to talk to the seller's representative. Whatever the alterations they did, they do it with permit, or it's not permitted. A lot of the time it's not permitted. And again, in the structural system and appliances, again they are asking, do you know any problem? Is there anything like? And also like this one is very important. If there is a solar system, and then are they leasing? If this property does not have, and if they had, then they should have yes, and they should have an explanation. And section 8 is disaster relief and insurance and civil settlement. This happens sometimes. A major event happens like flood, fire, and then the owner applied for a claim, and then they got some kind of relief or settlement. And section 9 you pretty much want to know on here, because this relates to all the mold and mold related issues. If they had a mold which is very common, not all moles are dangerous, and they hired somebody to take care of it, mold abatement, then they have to say yes, and then explanation here. Pets, animals, and pest. So if they are aware of any kind of wildlife, sometimes coyotes, snake, who knows, and if they are aware of it, they have to say yes. And if you have a dog, and then you have to say yes, I had a dog or a cat or other thing. So if you are allergic to it, and then you can think about how to work around that. And in this case, this similarly landscape, pool and spa. If they have a pool, like if the pool is maintained by somebody, if there is a problem, and if there is a like a sprinkler system, and all those things. And if it is a condominium or common interest, then it is not applicable. In this case, it's a single family home. And then if it is a condominium, then they have to answer if there is any restriction or HOA documents available. And so the title, ownership, liens, and the legal claims, this all should be no. If there is a yes, then you have to ask for explanation. Sometimes the people are divorced, and then some are like the spouse had borrowed some money, and then that there is a lien which is tied to the title. So potentially you should have no, but if there is a lien on the title, or we call it cloud on the title, it will be caught during preliminary. We will go over it later. It's called preliminary title report. We will go over it later. And then neighborhood noise and nuisance. So this is also again, there are some general common sense issues. Like if there is a school nearby, obviously there's going to be traffic during some times, and you can hear the road noise even 1 mile away from freeway. I would just put yes and then explain it here. Yeah, I hear road noise and all those things. And also sometimes there is a business nearby, and then you can hear noises from that side. And this is governmental restrictions. If there is any eminent domain, or any kind of rent control and all those things, you would rather want everything here as a no. The same thing, any other issues you have. That's about it. So that's pretty much it. These are all like common sense questions, and I am not going to go over each and everything, but if you want to know a particular point and want more explanation, I can go over it. And as you can see already, the video is 8 minutes long, and we will stop at this point, and then we will try to explain the other disclosure. Thank you again.